I pulled into my own driveway at 11 p.m. after a brutal 2-week job in Denver, bone-tired and dreaming of my recliner, only to find the whole street lit up like the 4th of July with police lights. And there she stood, Victoria Langford, our HOA president, directing the show like a Hollywood director on a power trip. "Officer, this man abandoned the property weeks ago," she announced with that syrupy voice that could rot teeth. "Sophia has been lawfully maintaining it under community guidelines." The cop looked at my keys, then at Vicky, then at the blonde woman waving from my kitchen window like she owned the place. "Welcome to Crestview Pines, Colorado, where community standards apparently include stealing your neighbor's house while they're out earning a living. Let me take you back. My name is Jake Harlan. 3 years ago, I inherited this beautiful custom home my father built in 1998 on 5 acres of foothill property, before the developers turned the area into a sea of overpriced beige boxes. Dad was a carpenter who poured his soul into every beam. The natural rock garden, the workshop out back for his projects. It was my retirement dream after 30 years running heavy equipment crews. Simple life, coffee on the deck watching the mountains, no one telling me what color my trim had to be. Then came Crestview Pines HOA and its fearless leader, Victoria Vicky Langford. 64, transplanted from LA, former corporate compliance officer who traded boardrooms for bullying homeowners. She drove a white Tesla, wore Lululemon to check mailboxes, and treated the 82-page bylaws like the 10 Commandments. Her first move? Slapping me with a $250 fine because my American flag was 3 inches too large according to Section 7.3. "It's a flag, Vicky, not a billboard," I'd told her at the time, standing on my own porch. "Rules are rules, Jacob," she replied with that fake concerned smile. "We all have to make sacrifices for property values." Sacrifices, she called it, while her McMansion had an illegal meditation gazebo creeping onto the property line. I let it slide. Big mistake. 3 months ago, things turned ugly. I took a big contract 2 counties over. Good money, but it meant being gone for stretches. That's when Vicky struck. Suddenly my security app pinged with motion at odd hours. Mail started disappearing. Then my neighbor Tom sent a video. A woman named Sophia Kane letting herself in with a key. Sophia, 35, lifestyle coach from California, supposedly house-sitting for the community. In reality, she was running Crestview Wellness Escapes, out of my workshop, charging desperate city folks $450 a night for transformative mountain retreats, complete with sound baths, my hot tub as a sacred soaking pool, and Dad's old workbench as an Instagram prop. The night I returned was pure chaos. Officer Ramirez had my ID while his partner checked the deed. Vicky stood there with a manila folder thicker than the Bible, full of documentation. Sophia emerged in silk robes, clutching my late mother's favorite mug. "Officers, thank God. This man has been harassing me for weeks." I almost laughed. Almost. Instead, I pulled out my phone. "You mean this harassing?" The 4K footage was crystal clear. Sophia picking the lock on day 1. Vicky handing her the keys the night before I left. Timestamps didn't lie. The officers' faces changed instantly. But Vicky wasn't done. The bylaws clearly state prolonged absence constitutes de facto abandonment, allowing the association to protect the asset. She actually said asset about my family home. "Lady," I said, voice low, "your bylaws don't trump a paid-off deed and 30 years of tax receipts. And last I checked, working for a living isn't a crime." The cops told Sophia she had 2 hours to pack. Vicky hissed as they left, "This isn't over, Jake. The board will handle this." Oh, it wasn't over. But not the way she thought. The next days revealed the full scam. My electric bill was $1,200 for 1 month. Turns out Sophia had a crypto mining setup in the basement running 24/7. Water usage tripled from her ceremonial baths. She had forged a lease agreement on Vicky's personal HOA letterhead, complete with my forged signature. I thought that would end it, but these two had built a machine. Vicky started flooding the county with complaints. Unpermitted commercial activity on my property, using Sophia's illegal retreats as evidence against me. She even called my employer claiming I was unstable and a liability. The county hearing was where it peaked. Vicky showed up with a lawyer, 3 board members, and a PowerPoint titled "Protecting Our Community from Blight." Sophia played the traumatized victim, dabbing fake tears while claiming I was a dangerous aggressor. I sat there with my own lawyer and a USB drive. When it was my turn, I didn't yell. I just played the footage again. Then the utility records. Then the bank statements showing transfers from Sophia's Wellness Venmo to Vicky's personal account. Consulting fees. The hearing officer's jaw dropped. But the death blow came from an old survey map my lawyer pulled. The original 1998 boundary survey, the one the developer conveniently lost, showed my property line extended 28 feet further west. Right under Vicky's prized meditation gazebo, the one she generously funded, with HOA beautification money for community use, but used exclusively for her sunrise yoga. Mrs. Langford, the officer said slowly, this structure appears to be in violation of your own setback rules and built partially on private property without easement. Furthermore, using association funds for a personal structure raises serious fiduciary issues. The room went silent. Vicky's face went from triumphant to ghost white in 2 seconds flat. All her talk about standards and compliance came crashing down because she couldn't even follow her own damn rules. That was just the beginning. The county referred it to the state attorney general. Turns out Vicky and Sophia had been running similar relocation assistance scams on 3 other older properties in neighboring HOAs, targeting working guys like me whose homes didn't match the vision for future luxury redevelopment. FBI agents showed up 2 weeks later. Wire fraud, mail fraud, conspiracy. Vicky's Tesla got impounded. Sophia was arrested at the Denver airport trying to skip town. The HOA board held an emergency meeting where homeowners finally revolted, voting Vicky out and rewriting half the bylaws after seeing how they could be weaponized. In the end, I didn't just keep my house. The settlement from the civil suit covered all my legal fees plus damages. Vicky had to personally pay to demolish her illegal gazebo and restore my land. She sold her McMansion at a loss and moved to a condo in Florida where, rumor has it, there's another HOA already regretting their new resident. My workshop is back to being mine. The flag flies at full size, and the neighbors who once nodded along with Vicky now wave when I drive by. Look, I get it. Rules exist for a reason. But when a Karen turns protect the community into protect my ego and profit, eventually the system she worshipped turns on her. My old man used to say, son, the bigger the rule book, the smaller the person hiding behind it. So tell me, true or false, the people who scream the loudest about following every rule are usually the ones who break them the hardest when it suits their agenda? Drop your own HOA nightmare stories below. Who really holds the power in these neighborhoods, and what happens when it goes to their heads?